San Jose de Comundo is this beautiful place. It's up in the mountains between Loreto and La Purísima. It has so much history and is so nostalgic for me. And I'm so excited to show you the life of the ranchero. Is still practicing some of the old traditions living off the land. She says, don't take my egg. We're gonna make some beautiful candy out of a sugar cane. We're gonna take a little baby goat and we're gonna make some cheese.
That's pretty cool.
It's so awesome to share with you some of the beautiful things about the people that live here in this town. So come with me and you're gonna have an amazing time. Let's go to San Jose de Comundo. My name is Carlos Cham. I was born in La Paz. My grandfather was Chinese, my grandmother Mexican, which makes me 3/4 Mexican and a little bit of quarter Chinese. We're going hunting, fishing. Now I got something to cook, and diving. I'm so sorry, I know you were taking a nap. And with the help of my friends, I'm going to gather the best ingredients.
Put a little dragon's breath in.
And share an amazing meal with you.
Bon appetit.
That's going to blow you away. So come on, let's go. Welcome to San Jose de Comundo. This town is full of history. The culture goes back all the way to 1684. Amongst that history, fathers came here and they established these 21 missions, and they go all the way up to San Diego. So this is one of the 21 missions, the mission of San Jose de Comundo. There's only about 30 families that live here, so the community is really, really small, but everybody is a beautiful harmony. Coming and visiting places like this, it really shows me where I come from. This is why I love discovering my beautiful Mexico. So one of the locals said to me, Carlitos, why don't you ride my mule and go and meet Juan? We got the sugarcane candy being made right now, and it's something that you must see while you're here. I am here watching Miguel and Luis making colache. They only do this once a year, so I got very lucky that at least I got to show you the very end of it. So the beginning of the process of this candy right here called colache, this is the sugar cane reduction with a pumpkin. They will harvest the fruit, they bring it in here, and then they take the pulp of the pumpkins, work it for 11 consecutive hours, and turn it into this marmalade, and the sugar content preserves it. This stuff, you put them in a jar, and you can keep it alive for another 10, 20 years. Now they're washing the caso. There is an oven underneath where they keep the heat source. The bottom, it has to be made out of copper, and the copper, the thickness, allows it to get to the right temperature to make this. They also have to work at night. If they try to do it during the day, the bees will not allow it. Porque también, pariente, ya los chamacos no quieren trabajar. One of the things that I'm talking to him, nobody wants to stay here and do this kind of labor. It's not easy work. The new generation, they get old enough and they run to the city. It's an art that is definitely leaving us behind, and I'm so proud that I was able to show it to you guys. This is my really good friend, Oscar. He invited us to this ranch. ¿Qué pasó, mi Oscar?
Hola, amigo Carlos.
¿Cómo está?
Bien, bien, ¿y usted?
This guy works from the morning all the way to nighttime for me to see the way that the ranchero lives up here in the mountain. Everything they need, it's here. It's truly make me appreciate you don't need a whole lot to be so happy. This place has been here 200 years already. He's got all this citrus. He's got so many different kinds. Can't wait to cook something with this beautiful sour orange. Vamos, pa, enséñame la cocina. Creo que sí. Vamos a entrar. My buddy says, Carlos, have you ever had a little goat? Why don't we go get one? These are the things that make you a chef in life. the time that you spend preparing food, learning how to harvest, and doing this properly. It's the only way can this be done. It might seem a little rough to you, but he raises his animals, and this is how he feeds his family. So mixed feelings definitely about this. A little bit sad, but reality. You know, here for Oscar, this is how he eats. This is part of the culture. This is how they get their meat. So now I want to show you the next step, and we're going to remove the whole entire skin off of it. What happens here in the mountains, most of the males will be used for food. All the females will grow to be older and to reproduce more babies, and also to be utilized for the milk so they can have cheese. Cheese is part of their diet in a daily basis here. So here's the skin of the animal. I'm gonna salt it. So all this layer right here dehydrates, and it'll cure it. I don't want anything to go to waste. I want to use everything. Now we're going to remove the intestines to make the chanfaina or machito. That right there is all fat. So that's the liver. Now we're removing the kidneys. There's the other kidney. And he's got the stomach. So now he's just going to go ahead and rinse it. And this is ready to put on the fire. This is a very tender animal, so it shouldn't take more than 2-3 hours to cook. So I'm gonna take this in the kitchen and put it to boil and chop it up. Welcome back to Carlitos Cooking Adventures. We have the goat, and I'm ready to open it up and cook it in the barbecue. Right now, what I want to do, I'm just going to separate the arms a little bit on the front. So this will separate it really nice, just like that. Here's my deba, Japanese knife. Oh, wow. That's what that knife is for. That's why it looks so easy. So same on the other side. Here in the back, I'm just going to open it up a little bit. It's got beautiful fat. I'm gonna put this in the fire as it is for now. I don't want to put any salt until a little bit later. One of the things that are very important for this, we took some charcoal, lit the fire, and we let it sit for an hour. I want the coals to be really mellow for this. Very important. You can't start with heat that is too hot. And I'm gonna keep my eyes on this, then I'm gonna flip it again. Cooking on the barbecue is so much fun. And I'm gonna make cactus salad. Let's go ahead and cut the cactus. Gonna cut them in half like this. When they cook, they taste very similar to green beans, and they're very, very, very soft. So now, when you cook the cactus for the salad, you're gonna notice that it turned really, really slimy. You don't wanna overcook your cactus, otherwise it'll get all wilty and mushy. So you're gonna have to rinse them at least 2 to 3 times. And if you put them in ice water or very cold water, it makes them really nice and crunchy. And also, it really turns beautiful green. The cactus are done. Super simple. There's a light acidity when they first cooked. I'm gonna use one of these beautiful purple onions. I'm gonna cut the onion, and then I'm gonna put them in a little bowl of water. The water is gonna help take some of that super strong flavor out of the onion. Yep, they are very strong. So I'm gonna let my onions just sit in this cold water. Now the tomatoes. I'm gonna remove the seeds. The acidity from the tomatoes is gonna wilt the salad. And I wanna keep this as fresh as possible. And now, because there's no pulp, I'm able to cut it real thin. So we have the onion right here. Yeah, it's a lot more mild. The only thing I need to do is add that dressing. And remember, it's so simple. Sour orange, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, maybe just a little bit more, and that's it. So I'm gonna keep it super simple. Sometimes simple is always best. When I was driving to San Jose de Comundo, my really good friend Alfonso, he gives me a call, and it's like, why don't you stop at my ranch? We're having a party. One of the guys got married. We have a bunch of food, so come on down, enjoy some of the food, enjoy some of the music, and then you can go to San Jose de Comundo. I want to share with you guys what it's in the hornilla. This is the tongue of the cow, and the rest is cabeza. Look, birria. She says, don't take my egg. Okay, so I'm here with my friend Jesus, and he's showing me the potatoes that he's growing. Jesus, ¿qué tipo de papa?
Papa blanca.
Papa blanca. He was able to grow 13 hectares, which is bigger than an acre, of potatoes. So I don't think Jesus is gonna go hungry for potatoes this year. I'm gonna take some with me. I'm on my way to my friend Pepe Evia's ranch, and I'm gonna go out there, and I think I'm gonna make potato salad, or I don't know, something. Gracias. My friend gave me some beautiful potatoes. These potatoes are awesome. I already boiled these potatoes for 25 minutes. I want to make this nice and simple and tasty. I'm chopping this very rustic, very simple. It's all about the little goat. Accentuates the flavors of that, right? These are the ends of the onions that I picked from the garden. This part of the onion, I find it a lot more mild, and it adds a beautiful color to it as well. I'm gonna add some mayonnaise. Potato salad takes a lot of mayonnaise. So I have some other condiments here behind me. Dry onion. I like the crunchiness from this. And being dry, it's definitely a lot more mild. A little bit of garlic salt, mustard. This is the vinegar from the jalapenos. It's nice and seasoned. That's my little trick for that. This is Maggi sauce. Some Worcestershire, black pepper. I have a few vegetables. We're just gonna mix that. Add a little bit more color. That's it. Super simple. Coming here and seeing the life of Oscar and his family, it's such an unbelievable experience. In this world, there's no cell phone, there's no distraction, there's no internet. People appreciate what they have, their goats, their dogs, their company of each other. To see people still be that way, it's really nice. They wake up in the morning, they milk their goats, they have a cup of coffee, then they make cheese. So I'm like, will you guys teach me how to make goat cheese? I never had the opportunity to do this before. So they're like, Carlos, it's so simple. So once you got the milk, and we added this stuff called guajo, about 2 tablespoons, and mix it up into the milk. Once the milk cooled off, we waited about an hour and a half. This is all coagulated now, and it looks almost like soft tofu. Oh, this is so cool. I want to take a big clump of it and show you. I almost want to try it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break it. Really excited about learning something so traditional. And these people do this every day. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to separate the curdle of the milk and the suero. It's the milky water that is left over. So that's all the milk right there. It's so cheesy. I drain most of the suero. I like very little salt, so that'll be good. Now, I'm just gonna crumble it and make it very, very, very creamy. Excellent. I want this cheese to be very fluffy and creamy. So I think I'm just gonna turn it, and that'll form my cheese. It's been 3 hours, and this is the end product. So we have queso de chiva con poquita sal. Good morning, everybody. I am here today to show you the production of the panocha lisa. This is another type of sugar cane reduction turned into a hard candy. And I was talking to Francisco this morning, and he says, Carlos, you know, we do this once every other month. Back when he was much younger, they used to do this production 3 times a day. This is a Diane tradition. This will probably be alive for another 10 years. So I am so happy that I'm able to film it and show it to you guys. The tradition, it's gonna be gone. So Miguel's sitting here on the chair, and he's got this big giant colander, and he's going up and down with it. What he's trying to do is helping it so it won't boil over. He's got 400 liters of guarupo in there, which is the sugarcane juice. He's gonna do that for 10 hours, and he's gonna end up with probably 60 liters of the panocha lisa. So amazing to see this. This one right here is actually engraved 1992. And that thing that's really cool, you know, that it shows how old it is. Estos están hechos de mezquite. One of the things that I love when I travel, the way they're able to utilize everything they have around. One of the local hardwoods that they have here is mesquite. They find the big trunks, they cut them in half, they take a chisel and a hammer and start banging on it until they make these molds. The reason why he's watering them down right now, this is the process where it's gonna help so it won't stick to the wood. So once the wood is nice and moist, they're gonna be able to put the hot candy on it and form it, let it cool off, and then they'll turn it and bang it, and all the candy will come off of it. I'm gonna put a little bit of coconut juice. People in Thailand, when they roast the whole pig on the fire, this is all they use. And at the very end, they add a little bit of salt. I'm gonna bring the moisture to it this way. The light content of sugar on this makes a beautiful color. The fire is here and here. I split the charcoal and pushed it to both ends where there is a lot more meat. This section right here where the ribs are is so thin, it would have burnt this section a lot faster. Now, I'm gonna put some of the seasoning. It's just some salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic and some onion. If I can only tell you how good this smells. This we call a limon real. Wow, very mild. So I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze some of this. It's not a lot of sugar on this, which I'm very happy. I don't want it to be sweet, but I think it'll also bring moisture. I'm gonna stay very consistent on flipping it back and forward every few minutes for a couple hours to get evenly cooked. And remember, cooking a whole animal, it's all about patience. You can't rush through this. Well, when Oscar killed that goat this morning, he saved for me the inners. This is the liver, this is the heart, this is the kidneys, the tongue, some of the intestine, and some of the fat. Traditionally here in Mexico, it's very important to our culture to utilize everything out of the animal. We don't like to waste anything. And believe it or not, all these parts of the animal are amazing. For some of you guys out there not used to this stuff, you should give it a try sometime. It's excellent. The natural fat of the animal. Once you cook it, whew, it brings out tons of flavor. So everything is nice and chopped. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some onion from the garden. I'm gonna add some poblano peppers. The poblano peppers also bring a lot of flavor to this. And my friend, he saved the blood, put it in a little bowl, and the butt just coagulated. We put it straight on the hot water, and it turns like pudding. That's the texture. So this stuff is ready to go in the pan. I want to cook the peppers and the onions first. I'm taking some of the fat, that whole white stuff. It's gonna bring a lot of flavor to it. So I'm gonna start adding the rest of the ingredients. It's gonna turn really good. I'm gonna add my tomatoes to the chanfaina now. Nothing like a big pan full of inners. I got some tomato sauce here. I'm gonna stir that up, and I'm gonna let this just simmer for probably another 20, 30 minutes, and it's gonna become a beautiful stew. I'm gonna add some green olives to this. I'm gonna lower the heat. Now it's pretty much all about waiting for this guy, reduce and cook down, so I'll see you in a bit. I was watching Luis cut the caña, and it reminds me when I was a little kid, this guy used to come over and push this wooden cart right next to the fence of my school here in Mexico. He will have this stuff, and he'll just peel it with a machete like this. You cut a little piece like that, break it, and suck the juice out of it. Sugar, pretty sweet. So nice to be close to nature this way. The man and the beast. It takes you back so many years. Okay, Kissy? Kissy? I don't want you to bite me. The motor of the industry of the work at the ranch. Either if you're gonna work the land or if you're gonna make it run around in circles so they can press the sugar cane. My friend has got a couple mules attached to this really long pole, and this is how they work the molino. So by walking behind the mule, it keeps him going in the same motion. I'm getting my exercise this morning. Putting the sugar cane through it is how they get the juice, the guarupo. It's amazing how much juice you can get out of a couple canes. I'm gonna tie this up with some of the citrus that my friend has to make agua fresca. So come on, let's go. My friend Oscar, he's been picking some oranges. We're gonna make an agua fresca. We're gonna use the guarapo from yesterday. I need to move all this stuff out of the way. Son fuertes. He's got big old strong hands. So that's definitely gonna help making that juice. He's adding the water to the juice of those really sour oranges. This is the pure sugarcane juice, guarapo. I came straight from the molino, so I have to strain it because there's little bits and pieces of the sugarcane. Very excited about trying this drink. Panita más guarapo. The orange is so sour. You have to use a lot of the sugar cane to make it not so bitter. Ahí está. Okay. Perfecto. Mira, aquí está la tapadera. A lo último. Y queda doradito, doradito, doradito. Look, like he said, when it pulls like this, it's getting ready. And when it's this little of an animal, it's not gamey at all. It's just simply delicious. This is so fucking good. Oh my God. I am almost done. I'm very excited. I got the agua fresca. I got the potato salad. I got the cactus salad. The goat is ready to go. And I'm gonna take it to the table where I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful meal with my friend Oscar and all of his family. La servilleta. Ahí está. Ahora sí. Pariente, mire. Nobody in the world could treat us better. They were so welcoming. They opened the doors of their home. Pues muchas gracias, Oscar. We were in San Jose De Comundo for a full week. It really holds a big part of my heart, and I have nothing but amazing memories. To see the way that the ranchero lives is truly make me appreciate all of the things that I get to see in the rest of the world. Until next time, my name is Carlos Cham, and thank you for watching Carlitos Cooking Adventures.